Damn, got a big ass head. Anyways, ever feel like you're lacking in confidence? Well, here today I'm going to show you exactly how I built up confidence and how I think you can do it the same way through strength training. Now, if that interests you and you want to see more content like this, then make sure to like and subscribe and hit the post notification bell so that you can keep up with the greatest content from Vexick Fit. For those of you who don't know, my name is Rick Goodman. I'm the creator of Vexick Fitness, and I'm on a journey to create a strong society by creating strong individuals. If that interests you, then make sure to stay tuned if you want more great content such as this. So, let's dive right in. Now, growing up as a skinny kid, I always had problems with bullies, especially since I like to, consider myself nice, but a lot of people did not really respect me when I was younger, when I was skinnier and scrawnier. I've gone over this in other videos. And I wanted to talk today about how I built the confidence over time and how I think you can save years of your life trying to build confidence like how I did, but it took a long period of time for me to get through to it. So when I was a kid, I remember there was this other boy, we'll call him Peter, okay? Like Peter Griffin. So Peter was pretty much just a bully. He was an asshole. He would constantly try and harass me. He would take stuff from people. He would be annoying. And I remember he would constantly call me weak, and try to basically pick on me. Even when I wouldn't, deal with his BS, he still would call me weak. And any time I did something that took an immense amount of strength and I couldn't do it, he, pointed that out saying, yeah, see, you are weak. I remember one time I was pretending to break a pencil and I just didn't. I forget the reason why. And when he saw that, he was like, oh, see, you're weak. I'm like, how am I weak? I was joking. I broke it. To me, though, it really stuck with me over a long period of time. And then in my fight training video, I talked about this other fight that I got into a few years later after that incident, where this other kid, we'll call him Jared, he tried fighting me because we were both interested in the same girl. And even though I hit him back, I elbowed him right in the nose, and I tried getting him off of me, I couldn't get him off of me when he was actually on top of me. Granted, his punches were not that strong, and I did karate at the time, but I didn't do strength training. I was only 13. So, of course, I was not going to be the most skilled person ever. Like, the fight was not going to go in my favor unless I hit him in some very, very vital spots, or unless I just randomly generated enough force. But that's not going to happen without the strength training. So, because of that, I ended up very much having a bad self-image because I always thought that this is going to be more on, like, the whole dating side at first, but I didn't really think that I was capable of getting with any girls that I found attractive, because that always seemed to lead to a fight. It always seemed like people wanted to confront me because of it. People would make fun of me constantly and say I was ugly, I was weak, I was short, I was this, that, and the other. And my confidence basically just dwindled after so long. But after that initial fight with Jared, I asked my dad, I said, hey dad, I know how to fight, but the problem is I just can't generate enough force. I'm not strong enough. I'm not bulky enough. What do I have to do in order to get to a level where I can truly defend myself? And because a lot of people are getting stronger after hitting puberty. And he told me that I need to eat more and I need to weight train more. That's how I started weight training with my dad. And the thing is, I gained a lot of strength, but I was not at my peak physical condition. Not until I started taking Muay Thai and doing that way more seriously, especially when I started doing it 4 days a week and we did conditioning on Wednesdays. That's when my physical fitness really jumped a lot because I was able to defend myself. I knew I could I could at least hold my own against people who were bigger, stronger, or more skilled than me. And I was eventually able to gain a lot of strength. And it's only in the past couple years that I truly gained the confidence that I really needed in order to get the things that I wanted in life. That has more to do with dating, with money, with physical fitness, and I'll probably talk more about that kind of stuff in the future. But for right now, since we're just dealing with fitness, I'll talk about that. My physicality became so much better, and I was able to wear form-fitting clothes. I mean, this shirt is a large right there. But this shirt is a large. I was not able to fill out a shirt like this about 5 years ago. I would have been swimming inside this thing. Now I can, at the very least, it's not exactly form-fitting, but it definitely conforms to my body quite nicely because I was able to pack on about 20 pounds in the last few years. I used to never be able to get more than 155 pounds body weight. And then when I started dirty bulking, I was able to pack on weight, but that was mainly fat, so I stopped. And then when I started bulking properly and just eating consistently, a lot of calories and trying not to burn off more calories than I ate, that's when I started to bulk up a lot. And it's because of the right training program that I had. You need to find the right training program for you. When you do that, it can really change your life. It can change your outcome, especially if you find, because not all coaches are bad, but not all coaches are meant for everybody. Somebody who is a volleyball coach is not going to be a good football coach, most likely, or a good softball or baseball coach, or a good tennis coach, a good powerlifting coach, a good Muay Thai coach, or boxing coach. There's all different types of people and all different types of training regimens and exercises. You need to find the one that's unique to you. And confidence comes from not only believing in yourself, but by building a roster of wins and successes that you didn't have before. The reason that I know that I'm not weak anymore is because I know for a fact that I can bench 225. Granted, if I was in a coma or if I injured myself for a prolonged amount of time and then went back into fitness, I would probably lose quite a bit of muscle. Let's say I dropped 30, 50 pounds. Right? Obviously, I would not be at the same level of physical fitness that I was before, but that being said, all I would have to do is just keep pushing and eventually build myself back up into my peak physical condition, and I know I can do that because personally, I've proven to myself that I can do it. This is also why it's important to have friends in the gym, because one of the things that we say to each other is, if you can do it, I can do it too, or if I can do it, you can do it too. Because we believe in each other, we hype each other up, we make sure that each of us is capable of doing all the things that we're training for, because we are all on the same journey to try and make ourselves the best version of ourselves. And the way we do that is by believing in ourselves and believing in each other. Your chain is only as strong as your weakest link, and if the weakest link can't keep up, then your chain is going to break. That being said, I got stronger, I started posting online, and I wanted to do fitness as, my thing for YouTube and Instagram. But then I started getting a lot of hate for specifically my squats, but then also my benches and also some of my techniques on how I get stronger. And it was disheartening. It was the reason why I held off on posting online for so long. But I realized that the more I ignore them, the more I push through it, the further I'm going to go. Because no matter what, there's always going to be somebody out there who's a hater. There's going to be somebody out there who insults you. It's your job to ignore them. It's your job to push through those setbacks and basically get those crabs in a bucket off your back and become the best version of yourself, because you'll never do that if you are constantly worrying about what other people think of you. You have to keep going. And ironically, if you're not being a douchebag, and you're just posting stuff online, you're gonna get more hate unnecessarily. You're gonna get insulted more and more. But then if you keep going, you'll also start to realize that you care less and less. And it's very apparent that you start caring less when there are big goals that you want to get after, and you don't want people to tear you down or tear you away from that path. I've had girls insult me, I've had guys insult me, I've had older people insult me, I've had younger people insult me, people I've never met on the internet. I've had people say it to my face. I've had workers. It doesn't matter. The world is gonna hate. We have to be strong enough and resilient enough to be able to fight against all those naysayers and to be able to push past our limits. Black Clover reference, and become the best version of ourselves, because that's the only way that we're ever gonna see how far we can truly go. If you're worried about what everybody else is thinking, you're not gonna get very far in life. And if you don't stand up for yourself, you're also not gonna get very far in life. So that being said, I want this to be a message to say that I will not stop, and I don't think that you should either. Because progress is only made when you fight against those self-doubts, and when you fight against those crabs in a bucket trying to tear you down. And you know what? It's only losers who know that they'll never do anything in life that are going to try to tear you down. People who are secure in themselves are not going to be doing that. Your own mind can be your greatest friend or your worst enemy, and it is also one of those individuals that will tear you down. Make sure that it's on your side, and make sure that it's trying to get you to your goal, not steer you away from it. Your mind wants to take the path of least resistance, because that's how it kept our ancestors alive. Depending on what that path is, do or don't listen to it, but it's most likely going to be against you, especially when you know that you have to do certain things. That being said, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for listening to my ramblings. And if this kind of content interests you, then, make sure to like and subscribe and to follow along on this journey. And let's all create a strong society by creating strong individuals. Peace.